Morning, everybody. It is 8:25 a.m., August 27th. Welcome to my channel. This market is kind of just balancing. That's all we're doing here. We're balancing the market, and we're waiting for Nvidia. Basically, that's all this market's waiting for is Nvidia, and it's balancing, 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 waiting for a big move. Now the Nasdaq is relatively weaker, but it's at the bottom of their balance, which just means today we could be looking at a nice move up. Um, So just, keep that in mind. Structure's king. Price action comes second. All right. And that's about it. So let's just get right into it. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the market along supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, anchored VWAPs, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. All helps me find structure in the markets. It's my edge. It's the way I look at the market. And that's what I bring to the table here, folks. And then, once I do day trading, that comes first, the planning. And then I analyze the day trades. And you can find those day trades on my YouTube channel or my TikTok. You can find the reels where I do in detail of why I took the long, why I took the short. Hopefully, you guys can check that out. Now, every day, except today, this will be the last day that I really do the 8:25 a.m. because my daughter's going back to school next week. So I'll be here every day, 8:10 a.m. But if you can join me from now on, 8:10 a.m. every day, have a cup of coffee, tea, whatever you want to drink, and just listen to me because I'm going to give you a recap. I'm going to give you the leaders and the laggards. I'm going to give you market news, economic calendar, earnings if there is some, upgrades, downgrades, and we go into daily charts, and then we go to the main event. Usually 8:30 a.m. Today will be different a little later, but that's the Nasdaq and the ES futures analysis. Okay, that's where I do my long and my trade and my long and my short trade scenarios. Okay, that's set up my trades for the day once the market opens. Okay, so hopefully you guys can join me if you're new. Hopefully you can subscribe, set an alert. That would be amazing. All right. If you do enjoy my content, you can wait to the end if you want. You smash the like button for me. That would mean a lot to me trying to build this channel. And you can always follow me at X at Gonzo719. And you can always follow me on TikTok. That's Gonzo719 Trader. Okay. So let's get right into this, folks. Let's get right into the watch list here and see what's going on. We got the VIX is up. The VIX is up, and it's up 1.86%. It's up to 16.45. All right. The 10-year is up 1.05% today. Interesting. Silver is up 0.06. The dollar is pretty much flat. The Dow is down 0.12, ES down 0.13, the Nasdaq's down 0.16, the gold is down 0.35, Russell's down 0.42. 30-year bonds are being sold, hence you see the 10-year up. All right, crude's pulling back a little bit. All right, you guys know I'm still long on crude, still long. Um, I'm looking forward to take out this consolidation. All right, and then I can finally move my stop up. Bitcoin down 1.55%. Ether down 2.13%. Okay, that's what's going on there. Now, we move on to the Mag 7 Plus. Let's look at that together. All right, Netflix got a price target raise up 0.23. That's about all that's going on here. Sorry about that. Hold on a sec. All right. We got Netflix, Berkshire Hathaway's kind of been on a tear for financials. Um, we'll go to laggards here, folks. Now, Meta, we'll talk about that later. Mark Zuckerberg actually came out and said that he was pressured to censor COVID-19 content. So he's coming out and admitting that they censored. We already knew this, but he's just coming out and admitting it. Snowflake down 0.27, Broadcom down 0.39, Apple's down 0.42. I just saw news that Apple's CFO is leaving. So Nvidia is down 0.55. Um, Coinbase down 1.23 with the Bitcoin being down a little bit. All right, moving over to the top sector stocks. Let's look at them together. We got Exxon leading the pack, Walmart, PepsiCo, Costco. All right. And then who's lagging here today? We got Disney, Eli Lilly, Qualcomm, Johnson and Johnson down 0.75, and Salesforce down 1.05. Salesforce down 1.05. Now let's go to the swing trader list. Who's leading there? Whoa, there's not much of a leader here. And Baba's up 0.81. Coca-Cola, I saw, got a upgrade or a price target raise. AstraZeneca. So there's not much leaders here. All right, let's go to laggards. We have Paramount Global that keeps talking about offerings and stuff like that. Um, MicroStrategy down 2.45 with Bitcoin. Tilray down 2.15. Mara's down 0.172. Bitcoin ETFs down. I mean, these are all the usual suspects here. Hershey got a downgrade. Palantir down 1.2%. That's really it. There's not a lot going on, obviously, in this market right now. Everybody's waiting for tomorrow. Nvidia. All right, moving on to the guts sectors. All right, who's leading today? Nobody. There's nobody. No sectors really in the green this morning. We got a couple reds. Utilities down slightly, down 0.12. Technologies down 0.19. Semis is the loser this morning. Okay, down 0.28. That's not really much. Like I said, Nasdaq's at the really like a bottom of balance. I can really see a possible bear trap happen today. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see. All right, let's move on to economic calendar, which is light too as well. Let's do this together. What do we have today? Today, S&P K Schiller home price. I don't really think this is going to move anything at 9 a.m. 10 a.m. you got consumer confidence. Consumer confidence at 10 a.m. This is different than the Michigan consumer sentiment, but this is consumer confidence. Uh, and you got crude API, American Petroleum Institute. Let's see, at 4:30 p.m. And that's about it. Tomorrow we got Fed Waller, crude inventories, Fed Bostic. Light on the news. I mean the economic calendar. Move over to some news here. Apple stock fell 0.3 after the tech giant announced that long-standing CFO Luca Mastri will step down. Paramount Global stock fell 4% after the media executive Edgar Bronfman Jr. withdrew from the race for control of the media conglomerate. Eli Lilly stock fell 1.5 after the drug giant announced it has released a new form of its weight loss drug, Zepbound, for roughly half its usually monthly list price. All right, that explains that. Um, let's see, Boeing. Let's see, Kava. Well, let's see. Nvidia stocked 0.2 edge higher after chip giants results on Wednesday, which likely ended. That doesn't matter. Let's see. Kava stock slumped 7.6 after the director of the fast casual Mediterranean restaurant chain Theo. I don't know how to present Zeno Ristos. I think that's how you say that. Filed to sell over 98,000 shares. Why? Boeing stock rose 0.3 after the aircraft manufacturer said a boom in Chinese travel will mean that Asian giant needs 8,830 new planes to 2043. Okay, Netflix stock rose after Evercore raised its price target. All right, that's why Netflix is up. Now let's go to more news. Let's see here. Let's see. Zuckerberg says Biden administration pressured Meta to censor COVID-19 content. Meta platform CEO Mark Zuckerberg said senior officials in the Biden administration had pressured social media companies to censor COVID-19 content during the pandemic, adding that he would push back if this were to happen again. Okay. We all knew that, but now it's coming out that it's confirmed. Anything else here? Let's see that I want to talk about that I think is important. I don't think so. No. Let's go to upgrades, downgrades. Start with upgrades. We got nothing really here. Downgrades. We have Hershey. We have PDD, Pinduoduo. We have, that's about it there. Let's go to initiations. So initiations, what do we have here? T row initiated underweight. Interesting. That's really all there. Let's do price target changes. Let's go to raises. Twilio got a target raise from 68 to 70. Netflix target raise from 710 to 750. Make My Trip target raise from 100 to 112. What else here? All right, that's about it for those. Target lowered. Let's see here. Pinduoduo target lowered. Pinduoduo target lowered. All right, that's about it there. All right. Now we could talk about earnings. And what do we got? So, what's today? Am I going crazy? Tuesday, right? So, we got Sentinel 1, PVH, Box reporting after the close, Nordstrom. All right, now, but tomorrow, Abercrombie and Fitch before the open, Chewy, Kohl's, Foot Locker, Bath and Body Works. Okay, tomorrow the big boys: Nvidia, CrowdStrike, Salesforce, Affirm. I don't even know how you say that. Okta, and Viva. I'll be looking at the Viva thing. I'm an owner of Viva, so hopefully they report good earnings. And HP, Five Below. All right, that's what's going on with earnings. I think we can move on. All right, I think we can move on to the daily charts. And there's not a lot to analyze here, so we don't have to spend too much time on this. Daily charts. All right, let's talk about it. Let's zoom in here. Yeah, we're balancing. That's all we're doing here. Waiting for a catalyst. And what's that catalyst? Nvidia, right? So look what we did yesterday. We opened right at last week's highs. That little orange is last week's highs. Came down here. We closed here. Really couldn't make it down to all the way down here. Not even to Friday's lows. All right. Now yesterday you had some like Berkshire Hathaway pushed up real high, then kind of pulled back. Wound up actually closing in the red. But that stock's been financially has been pretty strong. And this is setting up really because you have tech that's relatively weak, holding at the lows, and a lot of those stocks are holding at support levels. And I just think that they're getting ready to skyrocket. All right, so who knows? Nvidia, I mean, you have to go on the side of they're probably going to beat. I mean, could it disappoint somehow? I'm sure. You never know with earnings, right? But let's look at what SPY's doing now. 559.82, 559.82. We're by the lows here, right here. 559.82. All right. All-time highs 565.16, and I think the lower level you have to pay attention to, of course, is Friday's lows at around 557, and then you got this balance low 555. That's really, if we pull back, it would not be bearish if we hit 555, waiting for Nvidia tomorrow after the close. I don't know what's going to happen, right? But let's take a live look at futures. Just bouncing, folks. And this is begging to be broken right here. This is about 5666 level in the ES futures. Okay. Balance low basically would be around 55.87 in futures. All right. That's what we're working with here. All right. Let's move on to the Qs. And you'll see Qs are just relatively weak. All right. They're relatively weak. They're playing around with their 50-day moving average. You can see it right here. It's a flat 50-day moving average. It went through it. Now look where Look where Qs found support. Last week's lows. Right there. And I was short yesterday, had a good short trade, and I just was looking at this going, okay, how much further can I go down here when we're at lows of key Mag 7 stocks and we're at the last week's lows in the QQQ and we're hitting the 50-day moving average. That's why you got that pop. Okay, that's why you got that pop. Where are we at now? 474.25, 474.25. We're right here at the lows. Like I'm saying, I think this is priming for a little bit of a bear trap here to get pushed up. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm just saying. Okay. Let's look at the live look at futures. So see, we're underneath the 50 in futures, holding the 9 EMA in futures, right? And you got this support level here. What is that? 195.23. All right. Top of the balance level would be around almost 2,000. So can we do this today? I don't know. And then wait for NVIDIA? I don't know. We could even do this and then go back into range too as well. I just don't really know. Okay. All right. I think that wraps up our daily chart. Okay. Now we can go over to the triple headed monster. Let's do that. Let's go to that 10-year. 10 years rising up today. It's still in a range, so I'm not really that worried about it. But this is the triple headed monster here. We start with the 10-year. Now the 10-year here is at 3.85 yield. So I want it to go up here for my own purposes of what I want to do, and hope it even rips up to here. I would love to have that happen for me. Okay. Now let's go to the second head, the dollar, and the dollar is fighting off this 100. Basically, call this 100. This swing low, right? It's coming here. It's finding support there, right at last week's lows. You have to see, can the dollar really go through that level? I don't know. I don't know. All that means is one thing, right? That the euro is probably doing mighty fine. Let's check that out real quick. The euro must be doing very nicely. There we go. Euro is doing very nicely. All right, that makes sense. Let's see what that yen is doing. Yen is recovered. Look at that. Bounced right off. This is very interesting. If you start going up here with that yen, that's not going to go good. That's not going to be good again for the carry trade if people reinitiated that, right? All right, let's go to that VIX, the third head of that monster. And we're at a 16.51 VIX. All right, let's just zoom in here. We're at a 16.51 VIX. Okay, we're right here. Did I mess that up here? Let's see here. Boop, there we go. 16.51 VIX. Right here, just in a little bit of a range here. Again, 16 VIX. VIX is 30 days out of fear. A 16 VIX is a 1% expected move in the S&P 500 plus or minus. All right, so that wraps up our triple-headed monster. All right, now we're going to go to the main event, and that's our market profile, our volume profile, our futures analysis. Okay, our futures analysis. I'm going to bring that up here. All right, boom, here we are. All right, so let's see what we're doing here. Let's see what we're doing here. All right, let's look at structure. First thing we want to do, let's look at the structure together. There's our rolling composite volume profile. So we got excess, we got value, and we got a little excess to the bottom, right? It's kind of more or less balanced, which is what I expect. Now, what happened yesterday? Notice this box. That's the most traded price of the month. That has moved up now, folks. So we have ultimate balance, 56.37. Okay, 56.37 is the ultimate balance level now. We are queuing up for a huge move. Ultimate balance. All we need to do is look to this level, right? Look through this level, through this level, through this level, hold the level, through the level. See what I'm talking about? So this is queuing up. Now, what do we think? Here is the spring, and the spring, and the spring, and the spring. Ultimate balance over there. That's what's going to happen, folks. Okay? That's what's going to happen. Ultimate balance. It's guaranteed big move. All right? Most traded price of the month and the week line up, you're going to get a big move. Now, if you don't have this on your chart, you could still say balance, right? But they wouldn't know it's ultimate balance, right? So, what do we have here? We have price right here below ultimate balance, below the most traded price of yesterday, right? But this is a little different case here, because this is like the middle of a seesaw, all right? And the seesaw can tip one way, can tip the other way, can tip this way, the other way, right? So it's more like the mean now. And so we might be in a fade the edges kind of scenario here, okay, where this is what I think. All right. And I think a story could be here. All right. If we take out yesterday's lows and we go to these, I would consider these probably the more the balanced lows, even to the extreme here. Okay. What I think is going to happen is we're eventually just going to go work our way right up to here. Same thing if we go up to here. I think we could go here and work our way back to here. Now, that doesn't have to happen, but we just have NVIDIA. Do you know? Do you want to be super short with NVIDIA reporting earnings? Probably not. Do you want to be super long on NVIDIA's report? Probably not. So that's why I'm saying that. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. All right. Now, let's get into yesterday. Now, yesterday, pain in the butt, Thinkorswim for me was like not loading for like the first, I don't know, 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the market open. That sucked for me because I had a key level in the NASDAQ that 480 in the Qs was the gamma flip point, and that acted as resistance, and then we just fell, and I couldn't participate in that. Um, I did participate in a short later, but that was the real nice one. Okay, now let's look at this price. All right, we're inside yesterday's range. We're right here. Here's the lows, though. We're by the lows, right? Here's yesterday's range. Okay. Here's the overnight. Now, the overnight's got a very poor high here. Very poor. Longs had very poor location here. Remember, these overnight players are weak hands here. So that's a poor, poor, poor high, right? It's like a triple top in 30-minute bars. Okay. And we're down here. All right. Inventory doesn't matter at this point. So, like I said, I think we possibly can move down here today. All right. Now, I will call this a weak low, 56.20. Let's call it 56.20. That's a weak low. Bull's got to defend it. If they don't, we're going to come right into this demand zone. All right, we might even slip down to this naked VPOC or this demand zone. And then it's probably, you really got to look for the long. Okay. So that's one. Bulls could defend here, and they could defend this area. Let's see if they can. Okay. Now you have your poor high in the overnight. So if we come back, and this is very important, okay, because this is the other thing. Okay, we got that poor high, and it's actually a poor high with a weak high. Know why? Look at this value area high of yesterday. It lines up perfectly with that. Now remember, value area, this area. I have to change the color. It's hard to see it. Value area, right there, is 70% of the trading volume from yesterday. So 70% of the trade happened in here. Okay, so the meat of the move of trading was there, right? And if the meat value area high is right here, and you can see the volume's very thin up there. You got single prints from yesterday. If you come up and we happen to break that and hold that, whoop, you're going back up to this top of the bounce, okay? So that's what I'm kind of looking at today. Okay? Trying to see if there's something else we could talk about that's a significant level. I don't think so. I think we're pretty good. Now, obviously, you got top of bounds here, right? And we opened and pushed up. That was an open test drive, you call that, okay? Because we're not ready yet. NVIDIA hasn't reported. It makes all the sense in the world. Okay, now let's look, we're getting some extension here. Let's see what we do with the overnight high. I mean, overnight lows. Okay, as we're speaking. Let's see what we do. Don't know what we're going to do. Let's see. Like I said, I would expect the market to come into here. I would expect it, but might not be. Let's get into scenarios, all right, folks? Let's do it. We are going to start out with the bull case. Bull case. Okay. Now, we have our weak low here. I believe that's probably going to get broken right now. But we do. But that doesn't matter because this box here is the immediate defense. Okay. That's the immediate defense. You're getting thin out profile. Okay. So what I would like to see, push down. See, we're pushing down. Like I said, I expect it to come in here. We push down. I just want to see how the market reacts to here. We do have a naked VPOC right here. That's just an untested. See this little right here? That's an untested most traded price of a day. It's right here. So we're breaking it now. You can see right now, right? We're making excess right here. Now, sometimes that's the end of the move because you're getting real thin. That just means a lot of people are not shorting, okay? It's very thin. So, like I said, now that weak low is broken. That's gone. We're going to talk about this. That's all it is, right? So, like I said, I want to see how we react when we come in here. What do we do? Do we do some higher lows? And then guess what? We're going to take out this overnight shorts, and we're going to at least visit the most traded price of the week and the month. If we could take this out and that supply, we can clean up these singles and possibly go to the other side of balance. Now, okay, I'm not bearish until we break 55.73 in futures. So even if we do this, come down, test this, come down here, break this 55.82, okay, I'm still like watching. And I want to see what we do. If we do one of these, higher low, I believe people are going to de-risk because NVIDIA's tomorrow, and we're going to probably go back to the mean. That's what I'm looking at today. Okay, I have to be really patient, and I really want to see a knife get stuck into the ground before I put risk out there. Okay, so let's look at the short side. Short side, now we know we have this big level here. Okay, and that big level can act as a wall. All right. So what I'd like to see, all right, let's see this. If I'm like, you know what, I like the shorts. Let's see, I want to pull in here, pop out of here, right? Get these longs up there and see what we do with this level. Now, if we do this, come back through, hold, well, we're probably going to go back and go down. Okay? Go down. And like I said, can go all the way down to here. And I really don't think we're going to break that. And if we do break it initially, I think we recover. Okay, now what's the other play? If the market does happen to go this, break this, go into this, break these single prints, well, now you're at the other end of balance in supply. We could go boop, hit the bottom of this gap, lower high, and go back to the mean, waiting for NVIDIA tomorrow. Now, I know tomorrow NVIDIA's at the close, so, but that's what I see. Okay, that's what I see as far as short plays. Pretty simple. Okay, you want to wait for extremes today. You want to wait for extremes. All right, see this excess here now? That could signify that was the sellers now. You know, what happens when that happens, that excess is you got, shorts taking profit. All right, and then you want to see if that's the stick in the ground. Don't know. Right? So let's move on to the NASDAQ. All right, here's the NASDAQ right here. Now this profile is definitely different. The structure is definitely different. Okay, let's look at it together. Here is the profile. Now, what I'm noticing here, starting to have a bearish imbalance to the profile. Okay, this is not a bell curve. This would be more of a bell curve. I'm not calling for the move lower. I'm just saying if this profile was to complete, we would hit probably these single prints in the top of this gap. Can that happen? Sure. Okay, and just look at structure here. Most traded price currently of the RTH is up here. That is around 198.80, let's call it, right? However, the most traded price of the month has moved. It is now 196. It's right here. That's the level we want to focus on. That is the new most traded price of the month. Okay. Below this is bearish. Okay. Now, also, the most traded price of the week is also 196 in the 24-hour. I suspect this should move down. The real-time trading hours will move down here. So we do have ultimate balance in the 24-hour chart in futures. This is a little scary, okay, for the NASDAQ. Why? Because ultimate balance here means that currently this is the most traded price over the last month and the last week, right? And yesterday. Currently, who's winning this? Shorts. Shorts. Okay, where price is underneath this level. Price needs to go above this level to start working off these shorts. Now I believe this could be a bear trap. Okay, and now we have our levels. All right, let's talk about structure. We have a weak low here. Look at that. Overnight low and RTH low equal. That bulls have to defend. Okay, it could be a breakout down point to go lower. Okay, that also could be a bear trap to go lower. All right, now price is below major levels. All right, so you do not want to see acceptance down here. You don't want to see it. Now, there's a couple scenarios I'll go through what I believe could happen today. Okay, so let's see. We're inside yesterday's session. So here's yesterday's highs. Here's yesterday's lows. All right, we got that weak low here, confluence low. All right, what else do we have here? We have our big level, 196, right here. That is the bear bull line in the sand, 196. Write it down. NASDAQ futures. That is the big level. That is a very, very big level. Okay. Now, I'm looking at other levels. Midpoint of yesterday is 196.54. Lines up pretty much with the overnight highs. Now, what do we have also here is single prints. So when we opened, pushed up here, we sold off pretty hard with thin volume. Okay, very thin volume, which can get crushed if we go on the other side of this big level. Okay, so I want to see how this reacts to these single prints and the overnight high. So we got a weak high and a weak low with the overnight. Okay. All right. So I'm going to see if there's any other levels I could talk about. Not really. Now the value area high was right here, so that does line up with overnight high. So that also makes that a weak high. We already talked it's a weak high. It's got a lot of confluence here. You got the midpoint of yesterday. You got single prints, overnight low, overnight high, overnight value area high from yesterday. So that's all about the overnight right now in the NASDAQ. All right, it's all about the overnight. Now if you look to the left here, all the way here, you got a weak low over here about 194.45 to 194.62. Before, now if you break that, you go down to these single prints around 194, and you got a gap down here. Okay, gap down here. All right, now let's talk about scenarios and what I could see happening. All right, been around the block a little bit, so there's a multitude of things that could happen. I ultimately think we de-risk for NVIDIA. All right, so let's get into the bull case here. Hold on here. Let's talk about it. All right, let's talk about what I can think can happen. Now we need bulls to defend it here immediately, and like I said, this could be a bear trap. Bear trap. Now 194.44. So like right around here, we also have to look at this level. All right, right here. That's that weak low, all the way to the left, all the way over here. Okay, beneath that single prints. You don't want it to go much farther than that. All right, so this is our playground. Now this is the playground for a bear trap. Now why am I saying that? Because if we break, okay, if we break, now again, how weak is tech gonna be? I don't know. So we could do multitude of things. We could just hit this and go lower high, lower high. And what I want to see is I want to see us take out this level and hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, The longer you find acceptance, what are you going to break? Single prints in thin volume from yesterday's move. Go into this supply. Okay? I don't know how far we go. Maybe go to the most traded price of the RTH. Very important. Okay? That's one. Now, number two, what I can think could happen is the bear trap. You push down, people get scared, don't know the weak lows here. We might even dip our toe into these singles. Now, if single prints act as support, that is bullish. If you do this, whoop, lower high, well then I'm probably going to think long, depending on how weak we are. We're going to at least go here to de-risk. And if we break this and do this, we could do these. We could move up. Okay? This would be a de-risk for NVIDIA. You don't want to be that short in the hole with NVIDIA. Okay? But it might take longer. Like I said, I've seen that before where I'm like, that doesn't make sense. There's news coming. That's where the big bear trap could happen. And this is a mini bear trap. All right? Does that make sense? I don't know who's there, who's watching. Hopefully that makes sense. Who's watching? You always got to remember the story of the market, right? Story of the market. NVIDIA's earnings, right? Who's going to want to be short in the hole for that? I wouldn't want to be. Okay? Take my profits if I'm short. Right? Now, that's the reverse here. We've got a reverse elephant on the stick here. It's reverse. It's a reverse. I don't have an upside down. There's that boy Elfie. Turn him around the other way. All right? Now, let's talk about the shorts. All right? Because there's a way to capitalize on this as well. So what do we know here? We got the weak low here. That can break us lower. Okay? We got the other one here. All right? So if I'm like, oh, I'm loving this, right? You got to use the big level. 196. Okay? This is your China wall. Okay? And you got to use these single prints and the weak high here. So that area. So what I would want to see, let's inverse the move. If I do see this and whoop, and we come up and we start push up here, what I want to see is a swift rejection and hold. Now there's an opportunity to go lower and test this weak low in these single prints in that gap. Okay? Remember, single prints should not be resistance when they're above you. If they are, it's bearish. Okay? All right, if we are. Okay? Because what would happen here is that, right, that's a weak low. Let's say it doesn't get broken. Well, when we push up, that weak low is real susceptible to get broken. I don't really think I want to be short if this doesn't happen. Now, what else can happen? This can happen. Boom. And we don't make it over it. Let's just say we try to go over it and we start doing this. That's also bearish. You probably go down. Okay. I don't know how, like I said, I still think the de-risk happens where we at least finish here. But it could be a nice move down. Okay. That's it, folks. That's scenarios. Hopefully you guys got something out of that. All right. Of course you are. Let's call it the reverse elephant. The inverse elephant on a stick. That's what we got today. I would love that because that move would be swift. Okay? That move would be swift to the upside in the NASDAQ. Whew. That would really be swift. All right? So, hope everybody enjoyed that today and made sense. All right, we're pushing down right now. Where we go? We're hitting that weak low right now. Let's just go real quickly. We just broke the weak low. So bear trap could be starting right now. Okay? Pushing down. We're pushing down. NVIDIA's down 1.189% right now. All right? So it's starting right now. Remember that 199.44 area around here. Single prints here. Single prints are supportive. Remember, that's bullish. That is bullish. Now you're getting thin volume here. Okay, very important. Let's just look at the ES because this is happening in real time. Here we are. We are in demand. In the ES, we're in this demand zone. Okay, like I said, let's just see how it reacts. Let's just see. We get the thin volume here, right? These are single prints. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Do we go down farther? Give me farther excess like that. Oh, because that gets broken. That's the inverse elephant. Okay, inverse elephant. Um, so we have to see, folks. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Subscribe, set an alert if you can. All right. And if you enjoy my content, please give me a big thumbs up and a like. May much appreciate it. Of course, you can follow me on X. That's at Gonzo719. And you can follow me, of course, on YouTube. Check out my reels, my trades, and also you can check them out on TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. Okay? Gonzo719 Trader. So that's it, folks. We got our plans. It's happening like I want to right now. Doesn't mean when the market opens it continues to like I want to. But that's about it, folks. Oh, I wanted to, you know what? Let me show you one thing on crude. Crude just opened. All right, so let me just show you in crude real quick. I just want to update you guys because I'm long from 72.27, so I'm up pretty big here. So here's crude. Right now it opened up. Okay, I want to show you guys the crude. All right, let's do the analysis just like I did. Crude. Okay, so what do you have here? Look at this profile. It's so big, such a big move. Value area starts here, but look at this thin, and then you got this, right? Hopefully everybody realizes that's a bullish imbalance. All right, it's a bullish imbalance, and we should push up higher. Okay, the single prints here from this big move from Sunday into Monday. Supportive here, which single print should not be supportive. So we are pushing up. Now, we got ultimate balance in crude. Ultimate balance, most traded price of the month and the week are here. All right, what's that? 77 to 77.23 dollars a barrel. If this market pushes above it and holds and holds and holds, and we start to move, I am going to put my stop here, 76.50. All right, I'm going to look to add to this position. I want to go up to the 80s. All right, there's a bunch of supply zones up here. I don't know what's going to happen, but we need to take this level, and the shorts that are coming in here are going to get smashed. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. All right, remember, I'm way in profit, so now it's just like a luxury to see what happens here. All right, that's it, folks. I'll see everybody tomorrow.